And Mark, a couple of the bastions of the rules-based international order. Well, let's start with one of them, the G7. They are meeting soon.
Indeed, gentlemen. As we know, the G7 tends to kind of orbit around Bilderberg. It kind of commingles timing wise, oftentimes each year with Bilderberg. This time, as this title page from the G7 website shows, they're going to meet in Kananaskis, Alberta, Canada, June 15 through 17. Bilderberg meeting June 12 through 15. So they're, kind of contiguous with one another. And I did a little reading up on the G7. Of course, Trump's trade policies are going to be probably front and center. And I think they'll definitely be at Bilderberg because Bilderberg, well, they'll release a topics list, but they discuss things beyond that official list, as we know. But I would think it would make the official list. But at the G7, Canada is the host nation, as we know. There was a meeting of the G7 finance ministers and central bank governors already preceding this leaders summit coming up in Canada. And at that preliminary meeting, there were concerns among many members, like Japan's central bank chief, that the potential effects of Trump's sweeping tariffs and the continuing economic uncertainty they create could be a very big problem from their point of view. So at any rate, it's going to be a major topic unavoidably. This is just from the Bilderberg website itself, the official Bilderberg website, thebilderbergmeetings.org. And I just put a notation in there. It'll be the 71st meeting in 71 years, taking place, of course, at the Wallenberg family's posh Grand Hotel, the 12th through the 15th of June in Stockholm, Sweden. I managed to get those dates, even though Bilderberg hasn't announced them. It'll be the fifth meeting in Sweden. They've met there in 62, 73, 84, 2001, and now. And the Trilateral Commission meeting that I covered last week in April in Washington gives us some idea, along with the obvious thing, Trump's trade agenda in terms of the upcoming Bilderberg topics. Those trilateral topics having been, among others, dramatic geopolitical shifts, a major reordering across the Middle East, tensions in North America, that could very well be the border, as well as economic matters, rising U.S.-China cooperation, the trilateralists are saying. And they also discussed a couple of other things in April that very well could show up at Bilderberg. North America on the rocks, which is very similar to the other one I just mentioned, neurotechnologies and the battle for your brain. I've seen those kind of topics come up before at these highfalutin meetings. Also, just to get an idea of the Bilderberg machinations, for the last 2 years, and this is one example, I've done pretty in-depth articles on the commingling of the Bilderberg attendees and the deals they make and the way they intersect with one another. This is from just less than a year ago, Bilderberg Beyond the Meetings, Part 2. The secretive gatherings are a collusive conduit for an AI big media marriage. I did one the year before that, and I plan to do one this summer as well, fairly soon, to look beyond just the splash in the pan of the meetings and look at the take an in-depth look at the topics that are raised and how they interact and how the attendees interact with one another, the apparent deal making and where they're going with it, what projected out and what they may be doing with it. So that's very important to do. And so we'll, be covering that very shortly as these things transpire.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. No,